How's it going, guys? It's been a minute since I've done a video like this. The last month or so I've been focused on making 2 short films, which is something I wish I could do more of, but it always makes me not post anything for a while, as I really don't like to rush these types of videos, and it just takes me forever to finish them. But anyway, I hope you've all been keeping well, and without wasting any more time, let's dive into what brings me here today. So I recently got the iPhone 16 Pro Max, and it slowly became my favorite camera, but not for the reasons you might expect. Let me explain. I've had a few cameras in the past. I started off with the Sony a6500, then I bought a Canon R6, which I used for a few months until it started overheating a lot, and then I decided that Sony was unbeatable for the price and video features they offered on a lot of their cameras, and I finally moved on to the Sony a7S III, which is now my favorite camera. I know, I started the video off saying the iPhone 16 Pro Max is my favorite camera, and now I'm saying the Sony a7S III is my favorite camera. So, which one is it? Well, my favorite camera is actually the one I have on me when I need to shoot. Although technically my go-to camera is my a7S III, in certain situations the iPhone has allowed me to capture moments I wouldn't be able to otherwise. A good example of this is in my recent trip to Morocco. If you watch the short film I made about this trip, you may or may not have noticed I sneaked in a few iPhone shots. You see, for the first time in my life I got to ride a quad bike right in the middle of the desert. And because it was my first time, I wanted to focus more on the actual experience rather than making sure I shot everything perfectly. So in a situation like this, it would be very impractical to take my Sony a7S III, so the iPhone was a perfect camera to take. I could fit it in my pocket whenever I wanted to actually enjoy the ride, and I could grab it just as quickly to take some shots and save that moment forever. And the fact that the 16 Pro shoots in log is the icing on the cake, because now I can grade it and pair it with any footage from other cameras like my Sony or my drones. Which I didn't take on this trip because, in case you didn't know, drones are forbidden in Morocco unless you have a permit to take one over there, which as far as I know is very hard to get. If you take your drone over there, it will be confiscated and stored at the airport until the day you fly back out of the country. So if I were you, I wouldn't risk it. But anyway, I digress. Like I was saying, having the iPhone with me was great because I was still able to capture some footage and actually got to enjoy riding the bike as well. Another situation where the iPhone is really useful is in places where professional cameras are strictly forbidden, but phones aren't. Off the top of my head, I had this happen to me at least 3 times. 2 times in London and another one in Monaco. In all of these situations, security approached me and told me I had to stop filming because for some reason professional cameras, like they call it, were not allowed, but phones actually were. This is why I say this 16 Pro Max is my favorite camera, because it's on me all the time. And the fact that it shoots log and has 3 cameras with different focal lengths ready to use is really hard to beat. You have a wide, a medium and a telephoto lens all in your pocket and without needing to set up anything. You can get great footage out of these cameras, and it sure beats going home without any footage at all. Of course, if we get technical, the a7S III is far superior, and I still get a lot more pleasure shooting with it, but it's important to remember that getting the shot is far more important than the camera I'm using. At least it should be. Anyway, if you haven't watched my new Morocco video, I'll leave a link below if you're curious about that. Thanks for watching this one, and I'll hope to see you in the next one.